Okay, welcome everybody. Let us now explore more options in drawing rectangles. Okay, so if we go to the upper left corner of the ribbon under the Home tab, we have here the rectangle button. Okay, you can select that to start creating rectangles. Okay, so before selecting our first corner point, we can notice in the command line that there are options here. We have 5: chamfer, elevation, fillet, thickness, and width. Okay, let us explore what each of these does. Okay, for chamfer, start with chamfer. Okay, so let's type C. Okay, then it asks us to specify the first chamfer distance. Okay, let's write in 20. For the second one, okay, so you will see later where these 20 are, where the distances are. Okay, so let's specify the first corner and the second one. So what have you observed with this rectangle? This rectangle has these the corners have been cut out like this. So the chamfers are actually let's put it clear. Okay, actually these. Okay. Also, okay, you have here a 20 unit chamfer, and for the second one here it's also like that. So we also have 20 here. Also have 20 here. Okay. So those are your chamfers. Okay, let's try to vary the chamfers just for experimentation purposes. Okay, so let's see chamfer again, and then specify the chamfer. Let's say 20 for the first one, and then let's say second one is 50. Okay, let's draw this rectangle. As you can see, the corners look a little bit weird. It's because of the difference in chamfers. Okay, so let's as you can see here, so this is a 20 unit chamfer, and then you can also use this and see that this is a 50 unit chamfer. Okay, so those are chamfers. Okay, pretty cool. So let's proceed now to so before proceeding to drawing more triangles, you must, if you don't want chamfers in your future rectangles that you're doing, so you should set the chamfers to 0 first. Okay, 0 and then 0. Okay, let's try fillet. So right F. Specify the fillet radius for rectangles. Okay, let's try 50. So what does fillet do? So we will see. As you can see here, we now have a rectangle with rounded edge, with rounded corners. Okay, and the radius of these arcs is, guess what? 50, right? So if we go there, we have 50, and we also have 50 here. Okay, so that was actually the radius of the arc that we placed on the corners. Instead of the pointed corners, we now have rounded corners. Okay, so again, after doing that, we need to set the fillets to 0 if we don't want the fillet to fillet your future rectangles. So you put 0 here. Okay, so let's try width by typing in W. Oh, what happened? W. Okay, so specify the width of rectangles. Let's give this a width of 5. Okay, so let's draw it. As you can see here, we now have a rectangle with thicker lines. Okay, it's a width of 5 units. So very nice. Okay, so let us set the width to 0 again. Okay, so 0. Let's go to elevation now. I mean thickness first. Let's go to thickness. You can also click on this instead of typing the T. Okay, so thickness, let's write, give it a thickness of 100. Okay, so first point, second point. There you have it. So what is the difference between this rectangle with the thickness and this rectangle with no thickness? So actually the thickness is actually in the third dimension. Since we are viewing it from the top, which is only 2 dimensions, then we cannot see the thickness. So let's say if we change the perspective using this in-canvas controls here, let's instead of top here, you can use any of these other perspectives, the southwest isometric. Okay, so as you can see, this triangle rectangle with the thickness is actually 3-dimensional. Okay, so let's go back to the top. Okay, so after drawing a rectangle with a certain thickness, let's explore elevation. Okay, so let's specify the elevation. So let's give this triangles, let's say a 500 elevation, a rectangles 500 elevation. Okay, so how does this differ? Okay, this is also in the 3-dimensional space. So as you can see here, it is elevated compared to, let's see it from the left, okay, let's do it from here. Okay, so as you can see, all our the rectangles that we created on the first parts of this video were already elevated by 200 because I created rectangles before that had elevations of 200 and I didn't reset it to 0. And as you can see here, we set 500 elevation to this one. So it's so the difference between them is 300, right? Okay. So that's pretty nice. So now we know. Okay, so that's all for creating rectangles here. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.